One hear me, please? Good evening. Hi, Timila. Good evening. Can you
Good
hear me?
evening. Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us today. Hi, hi, Akinwale. Good evening. Aini, good evening. I hope we're having a good day. Hi, Paul. Good evening. It's so nice to have you all on the call. We're going to start by 5 p.m. But whilst we're still waiting for others to join, we can just introduce ourselves on the chat box. You can let us know your name and where you're joining from. I'm going to go first. My name is Grace Fidelis, and I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. And I'll be your host for today's webinar. Kindly introduce yourself on the chat box. Let us know your name and where you're joining from. Thank you for joining us on today's webinar. And I hope that you have a great time in class. Yeah. So we'll kick off by 5 on dot. Let's just wait for 1 or 2 more people to join us. Every time, there are some acts that can help us save time and ensure that we are efficient and swift with our deliverables. So welcome Stella, welcome Paul once again, welcome Akinwale. It's so nice to have us all on the call. Yeah. So before we start the class, I want us to the session rather. I'd love for us to have a feel of the class. I want our instructor to know the kind of people that we have in class. So I'm going to start a poll. And the poll says that on average, how much time do you spend in Excel daily? On average, how much time do you spend in Excel daily? Please take the poll. This will help Timile, know the kind of people in class and how best to, share his wealth of knowledge. All right, I've seen 2 people take the votes. First person said less than an hour. Other person said between 1 to 3 hours. All right, another person is voting 1 to 3 hours also. That's amazing. That's good. Yeah. So feels like we even use Excel. That's great. All right. Another poll. I'm going to start another poll. How would you rate your current Excel skills? How would you rate your current Excel skills? All right, let's have that poll go to. How would you rate your current Excel skills? Just going to help Timmy Lane understand the beginner. All right. Okay. Who else wants to vote? Intermediate. All right. Who else? So I've seen one beginner, one intermediate. All right. Who else wants to take the vote? I'm waiting for advanced. So, okay, we still have beginners. Not a problem. Right? I know that some of us were advanced, but we are just trying to be very humble about it. Okay, not a problem at all. All right. So, yeah. Thank you for taking that poll. Similarly, I know that you already understand, or I will not necessarily be that conclusive, but you have a feel of the class and the kind of people we have in class. Yeah, thank you. All right, before Timilei, before we bring Timilei on board, let's just say a bit about Ecliptics, what we do, why we do what we do, and yes, and then we'll move on from there. So please let me know when you can see my screen. Thank you. Mm. Can you see my screen, please? Can anyone see my screen, please?
Just coming up actually.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's up now.
All right. Thank you so much, Team Lane. So at Techletics, we empower Africa's workforce for a digital future. And yeah, so this is an overview of the African continent, how that's, it's experiencing a shortage of professionals in data science, product management, software development fields, AI, name it, right? And with a projected 230 million jobs that are requiring digital skills by 2030, it will lead to nearly 650 million training opportunities. And that's why we've seen this gap. And at Tech2Tix, we're doing everything we can to ensure that this gap is closed. So we're an EdTech institution driving Africa's growth by equipping its workforce with critical digital skills, aligning with SDG goals for quality education and decent work and economic growth. We're accredited by the CPD certification service in the UK, and we adopt a blended model of core-based learning program, a practice-driven virtual simulation lab, and a live project implementation approach. All of this is just to ensure that the learning concept is reinforced. And our vision is to be the leading force in Africa's digital transformation. And our mission is to reskill over 10,000 professionals by 2025. This is 2025, and that's why we're bringing out all these informative sessions. We're rolling out courses and ensuring that we can bridge the skill gap that we have in Africa. Now we're going to talk about the problem statements, and these are our solutions. We have a cohort-based learning model. In this cohort-based program, you have people of the same mind, people of the same that have the same goal, taking the course with you, and just help to drive peer-to-peer engagement. You can communicate, you can share ideas and collaborate. We also have our virtual lab, pulse, where students cannot just, so we don't teach only theory, we also have the practical aspect where students can, now practicalize what they are learning, every day. And we also have internship placements, and we have our AI-enabled LMS. These are notable partnerships, Go54 and NSC. I think it was about 3 months ago where we concluded a training for the young engineers in the NSC. We trained them on data analytics with Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and SQL, and it was beautiful to see, how much this training helped their day-to-day activities and even their jobs. These are the brands that trust us. I did the best team. That's Tayo, the founder. Then I'm Glory Fidelis, program manager. Timothy, the designer. We have Triumph, marketing associate, and then Maka, that's our sales associate. Now, this is why we're here today, right? We're here to talk about time-saving Excel hacks you need to know, right? And by the poll that we took, we saw that almost all of us use Excel every day. But we might be spending unnecessary time on some tasks because of some hacks that we do not know that are in Excel. And if we have the information about this hacks, it helps us be more efficient. Say a job that you're supposed to do for 3 hours, when you have this shortcut and these apps, you can just get it done in 1 hour or even less. And so that's why we're here to just learn, a bit. Of course, we can't learn everything on the call, just to learn a bit of these apps and make sure that we're efficient in our day-to-day dealings. And we have Timileyin Olowolafe. Timileyin Olowolafe is an actuarial analyst, and Timileyin is a wealth of knowledge. I've been under some of his sessions, and Timileyin is a wealth of knowledge. He knows his onions, and I'm certain that we're in great hands tonight. So Timileyin is an actuarial analyst at AXA Mazars Insurance PLC, where he applies data-driven approaches to solving problems in the insurance space. In his role, he combines actuarial expertise with technical skills in Excel, Power BI, and R to deliver clear and practical insights. Alongside his professional work, Timileyin is an active data tutor and mentor, sharing his knowledge through training sessions on Power BI, Excel, and data analysis. He has guided many students in building a data proficiency and developing well-designed reports that answer meaningful business questions. For Timileyin, the real value of data lies in the insights it brings, presented in a way that is fast, easy to read, and enjoyable to engage with. Welcome, Timileyin. So before Timileyin comes on board, like I said, we're just having a short session. We can't learn all the acts on this call. And that's why, yeah, we have this course for you. Advanced Data Analytics with Microsoft Excel. It's a 6 weekend course. It's very flexible. It starts this Saturday, 30th of August, and it will end on the 5th of October. And the price is 155,000 naira. One good thing is that you can pay in installments. And if you want to know if this course is actually good for you, or if it's something that aligns with your career goals or what you're looking to do in your career, we can have a one-on-one consultation where you tell me your goals, and we see how best this course aligns with you, right? So I'm going to be dropping that link for consultation. You can also go on our social media pages and just book a time with us, and we'll have that conversation with you and see where it goes from here. So it's time to have Timileyin, take us through this session. Please, can we welcome Timileyin? Hi, Timileyin. Please confirm you can hear me.
Good evening, Glory. Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening, Timileyin.
Good evening, everybody. So it's good to be here today. As Gloria said, my name is Timileyin Olafe, and today, we are going to be going together. We are going to go through this together and see how we can do things in Excel in a way that's going to make our work not even only more efficient and also more faster. So I will just start sharing my screen now. Please let me know where you can see it. Let me know when you can see my screen. That we can get started.
Yeah, it's not up there. It's not up here.
Okay. Okay. This way. Ooh. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, up. Yes.
Okay. So as I said, good day everybody. So today we're going to be looking into how we can actually make our work in Excel more faster. Sometimes there are things we do in a way, and when we do them, they tends to make our work slower. And actually, it's 2025. There are more ways to do things in a more efficient and more accurate way in Excel. So one thing I used to say to people is that anytime you are trying to do anything in Microsoft Excel, and as you're trying to do it, it actually stresses you. Those times where you probably need to do some things manually. I always say is that anytime you are trying to do something like that, it actually means you are not, using Excel to its full potential. So the reason why this tool was created is not for us to still be stressing ourselves. The reason why these tools are created is to make our work more efficient, to make our work more faster, and to make us work in a more faster and smarter way. I said more faster and a more smarter way. So just a brief introduction. Microsoft Excel is actually created. It's I cannot say it's only for finances. There are a lot of things you can use Microsoft Excel to do, starting from creating a simple budgeting, trying to use Microsoft Excel as a calculator, trying to use it as content calendar, trying to use it as a project management worksheet. That different things that we can actually use it for. And I'm happy about the poll that we had before we started this. It actually shows us that most of us are really used to Excel. Most of us have interacted with Excel, right? Which means we know what Excel can do and how we really can use it. So now we are just going to start from the basics. So what we are going to do is that we are going to move from, we are going to move bit by bit. We're going to move from the list to the max, etc., etc. So, the first thing I want to talk about is I have a content here. The first one is going to be the controls. Sometimes we need to move around Excel. We need to go from home, then go to clicking on home now, then move to insert, draw, page layout. But the thing is, if we want to work more faster, we can actually use our keys. One of the ways to master how to use these keys is to just click on our Alt key on our laptop, most especially if you are using a Windows laptop. So when I click on my Alt key, I can see that it brings out all the alphabets for all our navigations. So if I want to go to, I'm currently on home. If I want to go to data, I don't need to click on data. I just need to press A and then I have data open. So if I want to go to text column, I just need to click on E and then I have text column open. So instead of us to, be doing all the manual clicking, we can use, our control keys in a way that's going to help us very fast. So let's just do a quick sample of these controls. So I'm going to open a little data that I prepared for us, practicalize today. And this is the data sample. So the first thing here is that I have this data here, and let's look at it. I have up to, I guess I have 201 records, and in a real life, I know that I really can have way more than this. And I really don't want to be scrolling from bottom to top, or if I want to go up, I need to start scrolling like this one by one. This is actually time wasting. But if I want to go to the bottom without having to start scrolling one by one, I can just hold my shift and I can hold my control and the down button, and then I'm there at the bottom. If I want to go back up, I can just hold my control and the up button. I'm here at the top. I can also do this if I want to move from the right to left or the left to the right. So if I want to move to column O now, I can just click on my control, hold my control button, and then go to O. Then you see my okay, let me use something that's going to allow us to see this properly. 1 minute. Okay, focus here. All right. So let's see where this is. So if I want to go to the employee ID, I can just click on control and go to this side, and I can also click on control, go down. I can also click on control. We have these up, right, down, side buttons, and hold control and then move around with it. So another thing is, what if I want to go to column A1? I want to go to the start of my data. I just need to click on my control and then the home button, and then it takes me to A1, regardless of where I am on these worksheets. So let's say I'm on a different column, right? And I want to go to A1. What I just need to do is click on hold my control button and then click on the home button on my Windows keyboard, and then it's going to take me to A1. Same thing if I want to go to the end of the data. The same way I click on my home button, I can also press the end button, and then it takes me to the end of the data. So also, these are just simple tricks. If I want to select all my data at once, I can just click on Control A to select all, right? This is a very easy way. Just click on Control A to select all. Then I can select all and then, perform any kind of thing I want to do on my data. All right. So going back to the content, we still have something on the control that's called AutoSum. Example now. So I'm just going to create a quick sample here. I hope you can all hear me. Hello, I hope you can
Yes,
hear.
Timileyin, we can hear you.
Okay.
Timileyin, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. So sorry, my screen. You just need to share again. All right. Oh, sorry. Let me just share my screen again. Share screen. All right. Okay. So another easy trick that is common. So let's say let's say I have prices of goods. No, I have amounts. Let's say I bought a pen, I bought a bag, and I bought a bag and I bought a cap. So I have this one is 200, this one is 50, and this one is 100. So I want to do my total. I want to do the total of all. So instead of me to start imputing my formula equal to and then put some, the normal way to do it is just say equal to sum, and then select everything this way, and then hit my enter to get the total. That might also be time wasting sometimes. So not really time wasting, but there's actually a more efficient way to do it. What I just need to do is to just click on my alternative key and click on enter, and then it's going to sum everything itself. What did I say? So I want to total everything here without having to start putting the formula myself. I just need to hold my alternative key and then click on my equal to button on my keyboard. Equal to is on the same, we have equal to and the plus sign together on my keyboard. So I just need to click on the alternative key and then click on the equal to sign. And then I have the sum without having to put the formula myself. So this is what they call the auto sum, whereby we put the sum and then it automatically sums it for us. So the next one is we are going to be talking about the flash fill. The flash fill is actually very important. So I'm just going to give us a quick sample. So I'm going to open the tab that I've created for the flash fill. So let's say what I want to do is that I have a full name. I have Segun Oladipo. So I assume that the name that comes first is the first name, and the name that comes next is the surname. So what I just need to do is just do the first example of what I'm trying to achieve. Example, I'm going to type Segun, the way I have it first. The other way is that I'm going to type Oladipo. Then I want to do this for everything. So just imagine I'm doing Ishoma Sulaiman. I'm doing everything one by one. I have to do everything one by one. Let's think of the number of times that this is going to take me. So, but I really want to be more efficient and smart when I'm working. So what I just need to do is just click on the cell that I want. So I want to fill this column D with the first name, and then fill the second column, the surname, with the surname. So I'm just going to click on the first one that I've done and just click on Control Enter. Let's see, I have everything filled with the first name, and let's see, Inamdi here for the first name, Adaize for the first name, BC here for the first name. So same thing as the surname. Given the fact that I've done the first sample here, what I just need to do is just click on my Control E again, and then I have the surname. So in this way, I will really avoid the process of having to do this manually. Even though this has a limitation that anytime you update this, the limitation here is that anytime I update this with a new name, let's say I updated with Mike John, I really need to do the Control E again. Sorry. If I update Mike John, I probably need to do it again, but it's probably not going to give me, right? That's going to be limitation. But that's where we have a formula text split and text to column, that really text split and text before or text after, that really can help us. But this is actually very simple. I'm just going to do this practical again. So I'm going to delete this. Given the fact that I've done the first name and the next surname, to fill this, I just need to click on my Control E, and then I have this field. The next one, I click on my Control E, and then I have this field. So this is how to work faster when filling cells in Microsoft Excel. So the next one, let's go to our freeze pane. So what I want to do is that for this my sample data set that I have here, I want to scroll down without having to lose the heading that I have here, right? Even as I scroll, I still want to have my heading here. So what I just need to press is my alternative WFR, and then I have it. So even as I scroll, I still maintain the first column still maintains. Like I still have the first column, I still have the first row on my data. So what I just do is to click on my alternative W and F R, and then I'm going to have it. So what does alternative WFR means? Remember when I was telling us about how to navigate faster with our keys? Alternative is actually going to open this for me, as I said already. W is going to open my view. F is going to go to freeze pane, and R is going to tell me to freeze the top row. So instead of me to start doing this one by one, I'm just going to click on alternative WFR, and then I'll be able to like freeze the first row of my data set. All right, I hope you understand that. So going to the next one that we have the format painter. So I've really seen some people, trying to, we are trying to like work on something, and then, oh, sorry. Okay, so we are trying to work on something, and as we are working on it, we really need to like apply those formatting that we have done on the first one, applying it again on the second one. How does it mean? So I have this data here. This one is for July, and let's say this one is for August. I'm just gonna do it again. So this one is for August. So I really want to make this look good. I want to make it look presentable. So I'm just going to give it a background color. I'm going to give it a white font. I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to increase the column. I'm going to increase the column width. One way to increase all column width at once is to highlight everything and just drag one a little, and you're going to have all formatted. And also, I want to give everything a color. I'm just going to give it a blue color. So let me just say I give it a red color so that I'll be able to like see this working actively. So now I really want to do for this table again, but I don't want to start. I don't want to start doing this all over again. Select this one, give it a color, blah blah blah. That is really going to waste my time. So the thing I just need to do is to highlight everything for the one I've done and click on the format painter here. I can see this one that I'm hovering on, format painter. When I click on it, I'm just going to select where I want to paste it on, and then I have this nicely formatted without having to do it again. So what did I do? Let me Ctrl Z. What I did was to just select the column I want that I've already painted, that I've already formatted, and next I'm just going to highlight the column I want to format. I highlighted everything, and then I'm going to paste it, and then I have this rightly formatted without me having to do it one after the other again. So going to the next one, we have the insert, delete rows and column. Now, let's say I have this. So let's remember, if I want to make this even, if I want to make it good, I can just highlight everything this way, and then I have everything equal. So if I want to add a line, maybe I want to add an employee between employee 1104 and employee 1105, what I just need to do is to click on Ctrl Shift and plus. I have an extra space now, and then I can add anything I want to this. If I want to delete it, I'll just click on this part here and click on Ctrl minus. So to add, Ctrl Shift plus. To remove, Ctrl minus. This is for the column, same thing as the row. If I want to add, Ctrl Shift plus. If I want to remove, Ctrl Shift minus. So with this, we don't really need to go to insert and start inserting what we want to do one after the other. All right. So another example is the bulk page edits. So I've also seen people that want to, I want to edit page A, I want to edit page B, I want to edit page C, page D. So we talked about format painter. I can actually come here, do my formatting, copy it, go to C, and then paste it here. This is actually efficient. But what if I just want to edit everything one after the other? And maybe I even want to write formulas one after. I want to write formulas with it. How will I do that? So what I'm trying to achieve is that I want to edit. I have A, I have B, I have B, I have C, I have D. I want to edit everything one after the other. I want to give it a nice color. I even want to like create a new column here. So how will I do it? What I just need to do is to click on my control and select the columns I want to edit. So let's see when I selected A, B, and C, the color is actually different from the remaining ones. That means I've selected everything together. So any change, anything I apply on this one here is going to reflect on the other columns. Let's try. Before we try, let's look at how the other column looks like. They look like this. So let me just go back to A, and then let me give it a color. Let me make this bold, and let me give it a white font. I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to increase the column size, and also I'm going to give it a nice, let me give it a red color so that we see how the changes reflect on all the columns. So I only did this on A, but given the fact that I've selected B, C, and D, let me click on B. I already see that the changes are already applied in B, the changes are already applied in C, and also the changes are already applied in D. Even if I'm trying to create a new column, let me say I'm trying to create a new column in A. I'm now creating a column for revenue. So my revenue is this one multiplied by this. This is just a sample. So I'm just going to, drag it down by just clicking on the edge here, or I can just drag it down also. Okay. So just going to click on enter. All right. So I'm also going to format and pin these again. And let's see what happens to the other column. Okay. I'm going to add this, give it a color, make it bold, and then give this a red color. So let's see what happened on the other pages. Let's see. Come to D, I have revenue with its own and we see that it's also multiplying what it is in D and E, different from what we have initially, even from what we have in A. So any changes we apply on A is going to be affected on the remaining ones. All right. Let me just go to some other ones I think we interest us. So I'm going to jump to 10 because of our time. I'm going to jump to pivot table filter splits. So one thing I'll first do is to remove this. I will make a copy of this page. So what I want to do now is that the first thing I want to do is to extract this page itself from these worksheets. In this worksheet is called series data, and I have different tabs. So I want to remove sample data. I'm just going to right click it, go to move or copy. I'm click on move or copy. I'm going to click on select to book. I'm going to click on a new book and click on create a copy. So it's going to create a copy of this on a new sheet. So when I click on OK, I then have data sample here alone and no other tabs. All right. So now, what I want to do is that I want to first convert this. So the task that my manager gave me now is that I want to filter for department. The first one is that I want to filter for the product department. When I filter for the product department, I'm going to I'm going to create a new column for products. So I'm going to be like product. I'm showing us the hard way of doing it. I'm going to create products, then come back to data, copy all the data for product team, and then I'm going to paste it here. So I'll go here again, create a new column I'm going to unfilter the page. I'm going to unfilter. This is the other way of doing it. I'm going to select IT department. I'm going to click on OK. Create a new column for IT. I'm going to write IT and then copy it again. So the thing is, my manager needs me to do it for all the columns I have, for all the departments I have. But imagine if I have up to like 50 departments. Okay, let's say I have up to like 50 departments. Do I need to start doing this thing one by one? Doing this thing one by one actually means I will have to like stress myself. But how can I be smarter about this and make it very, very fast? So one of the ways to actually do it is to first convert this to a pivot table type. So what I'm going to do is to convert this to a pivot table. I'm going to click on Control A, and then I'm going to click on Control T. So when I click on Control T, it's going to say create a table. Then I'll tell it my table has an header. I'm going to click on OK. So I already see that this is a pivot table format. I'm just going to change the color. So I'll just go to summarize with pivot table. it's going to tell me that, okay, what table, what range, this is the range. I'm going to go to a new sheet. I'm going to click on OK. So then I have this as pivot table. So with this now, I'm just going to select all the columns that I want to split by department. So the first one I want is the employee ID. I want the full name. I want the gender. I want the age group, job title. I want the manager name, employee type, date hired, employee status, probation, location, remote. Let me just select, okay. I don't want the date, the higher date. I just need shifts and pay grade. So I know that we might be wondering like, oh, when we do this, how this looks like. But if we go to table design, we can just come to report type and change it to show in outline form. Okay. And then we are going to go to this one, grid total and turn off rows and columns. We're also going to go to subtotals and click on do not show subtotals. All right, come back here again and put it in tabular form. And then we have it in a table format, which is close to the one that we have. Let me just increase the size for this. Okay, I'm just going to increase the size. Okay, we have this in a table format, which is also similar to this data that we have here. But what we want to do is that we want to have a slicer, we want to have a filter by the department. So I'm just going to go here again and come to department. I'm going to drag department inside my filter, and then I have this filter here. So if I select actuarial, I have it this way. If I select actuarial, I have actuarial like this. If I select claims, I have claims. I can click on OK. I'm going to see all the information that for claims, but this still has not solved my problem. So I'm just going to select all, and this means I have all the records, right? So what I need now to do is just click on all. I'll go to my I'm going to go to my pivot table analyze. I'll go to pivot table, and then I'll click on the drop down for options. So it's going to bring out options, show report filter page, and generate pivot data. So I just need to click on show report filter pages. So I'm going to click on OK. So now it's going to tell me show all page reports, show all report filter pages for departments. So I'm then just going to click on OK. So when I click on OK, let's see, without having to do this manually, it has already created a tab for actuarial, claims, customer service, IT, products, and sales. So this actually, reduce the stress for me of start having to like do this and having to like paste it one by one. So I don't think we can talk about all because our time is fast spent. Glory. Hi, Glory, are you with us?
Hi, Similar. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So I was thinking our time is fast spent. Okay. Maybe I should just show one more before
take questions.
Okay. Maybe we should just take question now. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so do we have any questions? Wow, this has been very insightful. I was even taking notes in the chat box before I stopped. All right, so do we have any questions? I know that they are showing us a lot of shots. Of course, there's still a lot, right? But you're just showing us a bit. So do we have any questions? If you have any questions, please raise your hand. I can unmute you and then you can ask your question. Or better still, if you don't want to speak, you can put in your question in the chat box. Okay. I can see one question here. Ready?
Sure.
Okay. It was so fast, but I have questions. I'll type. All right. Jumura, we're waiting for your questions. While you get the recording of the session. It's going to be on YouTube, and you're supposed to get it, after the session in your mailbox. So please check. All right. So Jumura, we're waiting for your questions. Anybody on the call, if you have any question regarding what Timileyin explained, you can raise your hand and then I will mute you and then you can speak. Or you can drop your question in the chat box. Okay, let me check. All right. So Jura, we're waiting for your question. I think better we should just unmute you so that we don't waste time.
Okay.
So you can speak already, Juwura. Juwura, you can speak and ask your questions, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay, so for the pivot table filters, I don't really understand. That's even the number one self. Number one, what's it for? What are we using it for? And then please can you go over how to do it again?
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm just going to do this again. So let me the first thing I'm going to do is to delete all the pages I have. Let me just delete them. I'm going to select them first and then delete it. Sweet. All right. So delete. I'm going to convert this. Okay. So what I want to do, so my manager has a task for me. So the task is for me to, like, for the department I have here, for all the department I have here, I need to create a tab for every department I have here and put records of each department in each tab. Example, I'm going to do for IT. So my manager want me to create a new sheet. I'm going to name it IT. Sorry, let me just I'm going to name it IT. So, and then I'm going to come to department here, filter for only IT, and then I'm going to copy all the record for everybody in IT, right? I'm going to copy it, Control A to copy, and then I'm going to come to IT, the column that I've created, the sheet that I've created, and paste IT, right? I'll create another one for products. There's another thing called products. I'll go to my data again. I'll remove the filter on IT, but in this time, I'll be selecting the product team. So I'm going to select the product team.
Hi, Simile.
Okay.
Sorry, I think what we can see is content.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, I see. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, it's coming up already.
Apologies for that mistake. I guess I need to just select it. Let me just read it again. Okay, so I'm going to start again. So I have this data now. It's just about the employee data in the firm. So what my manager asked me to do now is to create a sheet for all the department I have. So I have actuarial, claims, customer services, IT, product, and sales. So I have to create a sheet for each team and then put their data, put the information for each team there. What do I mean? So the first thing I'll do is to create a new sheet. I'm going to name it sales, right? So I'm going to go back to data sample. I'm going to select the drop down. I'm going to select for sales only. Click on OK. So this is already showing me for sales only. But now I'm just going to now select everything. Ctrl C to copy. I'm going to come here, Ctrl V to paste. So this information, let's see, is only for the department of sales, right? So it's sales department. So the next one I want to do is to create another sheet again. I'm going to name it products. And then I'll come to the data sample here. I'll go to the department again, change the slicer. Instead of selecting sales now, I'll be selecting products. So I'm going to select products again. Click on OK. And then I will have to copy everything again. And then paste it to products. So now let's imagine I have up to like 50 departments. I know that department I have here is not really much. I only have, let's say, 6. So let's say I have up to 50 departments. Will I need to start creating these one by one till I get to the 50th? No, that is really going to waste a whole lot of my time. So how do I do this? The first thing I need to do is to select all the data and first convert this to a table. So this is already in a table format, but I'm just going to convert it back to a normal data. All right. So I'm just going to select everything, Control A, and then I'm going to click on Control T to convert to a table. I'm telling you that my table has an header, and then I'm going to click on the OK. So it's going to come out this way. So I'm just going to click under the table design. I'm going to have something like summarize with pivot table. So I'm just going to click on summarize with pivot table. It's going to tell me that do you want a new sheet or an existing sheet? Anyhow I want it, but me, I think I want on a new sheet. So I'm going to click on OK for new sheet. Then I'm going to have this like this. All right. So what I then need to now do is to now put the column I want. So I want the employee ID. I'm going to put it. I want the full name. I want the gender. I want the age group. I want the job title, manager. I want this. I'm just going to select a bunch of it. All right. So I know that I have it this way. Somebody might be like, this is not a structured data, right? This is not really a structured data. So what I just need to do is to go to my design, and then I'm going to go to layout, change this to tabular, and also come to grand total, turn it off, come to subtotal, change to do not show subtotal. And then I have it like this, almost in the same way I have here. So if I want other tables from this table, if I want other columns, I can just simply continue to keep adding them, right? So I'm not done. I need to still add the filter for the departments. So I'm just going to drag my department and put it inside my filters. So I can come here and select customer services. I see that all this data here is going to filter for customer services. I can come here and select IT. All the data here are really going to filter for IT. So I'm really not done. So now what I want to do, my task, remember, is to create a new column, is to create a new sheet for everything and give it the name of each department. That means each sheet has the data for each department only. So given that I already have this, so the next thing I need to do is to just click on the all button. I'm just going to click on all here, and then I'll go to pivot analyze. I have it on my tab here, and then I can see the first one. I have pivot table here, pivot table. I can click on the drop down, and I also see another one here, options and drop down here. I'm just going to click on the drop down here. So I'm going to see show filter report pages. Then I will have this. So this is going to show me the filter that I have on my page. So, and let's remember the filter that I have is by department. So then I'm just going to click on OK. So now let's see what happened. It has automatically created a new column. It already created a new sheet with the name of each department without me having to, do it myself. This actually saves times. Let's imagine we have up to like 50 departments. This is really going to help us, and it's going to help us save more time. I hope this really explains your questions. Wura, I hope I answered.
Yes,
Yeah, Jura,
thank you very much.
is it clear now? Hi,
It is.
Jura.
Thank you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I guess the
Yeah.
issue was I was not sharing the tab for the practice. Apologies. Okay.
Thank you, Jura. While you says this is amazing. Yeah, actually is amazing. All right. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions, anybody? Before we allow Timmy let you go. Any more questions? Whilst we are waiting for people to take their questions, we want to rate today's webinar. We want Timmy leaving here feeling like, oh, I've done a great job here at Tech Critics. So please just rate today's webinar. How would you rate today's webinar? Right? And if you have questions, of course, your questions can still come in. And then I want to send in another poll. Would you want to hear more or have a conversation about our upcoming Excel course? Please take the poll, and we'll do well to reach out to you to ensure that we have that conversation. All right. Okay. So let me see. Sorry, I want to check your results, Timile. Let's see how many people said you did amazingly well. I'm sure everybody would see, right? Okay. Wow. So, wow. We have, oh my God. So your average rating for today is 4.8. Oh my God, out of 5. I'm really clap. We can also clap. Thank you, Timmy Lane. Thank you. Most people gave you a 5-star. 3% of our participants, they gave you a 5-star. Thank you for doing this great work with us. Okay, I want to check the chat. I think we have a chat. Wow. Let's keep the clap coming in. Yes, the class is recorded and it's going to be on our YouTube page, Techcritics Africa. And for everyone that joined this session, 2 minutes after the session, once the webinar recording is ready, you're going to have it in your mailbox. If you do not see it there, please go onto our YouTube page and you will see it there. Thank you. Any more questions? Anybody? Before we wrap this up. All right. So before we go, just give me 1 minute of your time. I want to remind you about our class that is starting. For those of us that were not here when I made that presentation. Yeah. So sorry about that. Yeah. So we're having our data analytics with Microsoft Excel. This was just the tip of the iceberg. I know that a lot of you are saying, this pivot, what is this? Rather, it looks so amazing. It looks so. In this class, we're going to break it down step by step. You're going to understand what this term means. You're going to learn more acts. What you just learned is the tip of the iceberg. I promise you. You're going to learn more shortcuts. You're going to understand how to use Excel like a pro. And it's going to run for 6 weekends, very flexible, Saturdays and Sundays, 5 hours per weekend. The fee is 155,000 naira. You can pay, you can pay consecutively. You don't need to pay everything once. You can pay in batches. All you need to do is just, reach out to us. Jura is going to drop a link to book a consultation time with me in case you want to see how well this course, aligns with your career goals. Jura will drop that link. You can reach out to us on our social media pages. We are Techcritics Africa across all social media pages. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of us in class. Trust me, you do not want to miss this class. What you've seen tonight is just the tip of the iceberg. And we're going to be unveiling more in our upcoming class starting this Saturday. All right. Thank you so much, Simile. We cannot thank you enough for, being here and, accepting our invitation. Thank you. And we look forward to having you more and more every time we need you at Techcritics. All right. So please enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Bye.